Hello friends, welcome again to my channel, that is Physics for You by Pawan Kachwai. Right, so in the last video we have seen about the packing fraction and effective number of atoms for body centered cubic crystal structure and face centered cubic crystal structure or for that particular unit cell. Now in this today's video we will see about the hexagonal close packed structure, right, and why it is called the close packed structure and what is about its effective number of atom and what is about its packing fraction. This what we have to see in today's lecture. But first of all we must know, we have to understand the structure, crystal structure or unit cell structure of this particular body hexagonal close packed unit cell, right. Okay. So in HCP, we in short we call it as HCP, as like BCC, FCC and SC, it is HCP, that is hexagonal close pack, right. So in HCP system, centers of atoms of the third layer lie directly over centers of atoms of the first layer positions, giving rise to AB type stacking, right. So it's a stacking like structure. That means what, one another one we have the different layers, but if we are talking about the first layer, bottom layer, it is what we call, it contains near about 6-7 atoms, right, and then 3 atoms, then 7 atoms. So we call it as A, base is A, then again in between we have B, then A, then B, likewise. So we call it as stacking like structure. But yes, you can see in the diagram. So this is what A, in which we have such atoms, 7 atoms arranged like this, 6 atoms are surrounded by the center atom and 3 atoms in B. Okay, those 3 atoms are completely present in the unit cell, and again we have uppermost layer, that is A, and this continues because we know the crystal is a infinite structure, but about in that we have to see one particular unit cell. So we are talking about this unit cell now, right. So in this unit cell, you can see these are the 7 atoms which are at the bottom face, then these are the 7 atoms involved at the top face, right, not completely present on the bottom or top face, but they are involved at the top face and bottom face, and in between now you can see these 3 atoms, but those 3 atoms are completely present in unit cell. So obviously we can say the effective number of atom has to be increased, and ultimately the packing fraction has to be increased, right. So yes, this particular thing we call it as A. We know that is what our lattice parameter, and one more is that C, because we know in a hexagonal close packs or a hexagonal unit cell, A is equal to B but not is equal to C, you know that, and gamma is equal to 120 degree if you remember, and remaining alpha and beta, those two angles are 90 degree. So among that we have drawn here A and this one is C, vertical is C side, okay, because A and B are same, that is why we called it as A, right. Okay, now let us move to the next slide. First of all, yes, again I have given the definition of atomic packing fraction. Moreover, in the last few videos we have called it as packing fraction or packing efficiency, but more clearly we can say atomic packing fraction or atomic packing factor or atomic packing efficiency, right. So indicates how closely atoms are packed in unit cell and is given by the ratio of volume of atoms in the unit cell and volume of the unit cell. Yes, already we know this, right. Now if we want to find atomic packing factor, it is what, the ratio of simply volume of atoms divided by volume of unit cell. We must know how many number of atoms present in the unit cell, because we have to find their volume. So first thing we must know how many number of atoms, and that is we call effective number of atoms, right. So in a hexagonal unit cell, number of atoms is equal to 12 corner atoms, right. Now see 12 corner atoms in this, moreover here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the top face. I am talking about only corner atom, because this center one is the face centered atom, and 6 corner atoms at the bottom face or corners and 6 atoms at the top face corner. So in all, how many corner atoms? Yes, 12 corner atoms. So 12 corner atoms, and each corner atom is shared by now 6 different unit cell. as in case of simple cubic or in case of cubic structure, each and every corner atom is shared by 8 different unit cell. In case of hexagonal, it is shared by 6 different unit cell, right. In the next slide you will understand how I am talking about this, okay, right. See this, if I am talking about this corner atom, just talk about this corner atom. So I am looking how many faces here of this particular atom, 1, topmost 2, and this one is 3. Okay, so here 3 faces are looking, and now if I were to cover this atom completely or this corner completely, again how many shells I require? Yes, top unit cell, now 1 unit cell to this side and 1 unit cell to this side. That means to completely cover this corner with the help of one atom, how many, again 3, again how many cells required? 3 cells, right. 1 at the top, 1 here and 1 here. That means already how many faces, how many unit cells have been shared this? 1, 2, 3, and again how many requires? 3. That means 3 plus 3, 6. So in all, every corner atom is shared by 6 different unit cells, and likewise how many corner atoms we have? 12 corner atoms. So it is 12 into 1 by 6 shared by 6 different unit cell, in bracket we have written, plus how many face center atoms? See, at the top face we have 1 atom and at the bottom face we have 1 atom. So only 2 face center atoms, and we know that face center atoms are completely shared by 2 different unit cells, already we have seen. So 2 face center atoms multiplied by 1 by 2, because those atoms are shared by 2 different unit cells, and plus we have 3 atoms which are completely present in the unit cell. So that means there is no division, nothing, simply plus 3. Okay, so 12 into 1 by 6 plus 2 into 1 by 2 plus 3 as it is. So 12 into 1 by 6, 6 2s are 12, 2 plus 2 into 1 by 2, it is 1. So 2 plus 1, 3, and these 3. So in all, in a hexagonal closed packed unit cell, how many effective number of atoms are present? 6 effective number of atoms are present, right. So this is also again another diagram I have shown here how it is. So these blue color atoms are the 3 internal atoms which are completely present in unit cell, and this green color are nothing but the top, bottom, or we can say again moreover here one dark green is there, that is the bottom layer, and again on that layer, yes, see here, this is what bottom layer, on that we have in between layer, that is what our 3 atom layer, and which is completely present in unit cell. Again we have the same layer as like the bottom and the top. So this is what we can say stacking A, B, but A contains 7 atoms, not completely, but involves 7 atoms, 1 face center atom and 6 corner atoms, but B contains only 3 atoms, and which are completely present in unit cell, right. So what we got up to this? We got 6 number of atoms are present in hexagonal closed packed structure unit cell. Okay, that's what the half part we have done. Now next we know we must find the relation between radius of atom and the atomic, what we can say, the lattice parameter A, or we can say the unit cell side, one side of that unit cell is A and this vertical is C. So we have to find the relation between, and these are what the different atoms. So this particular thing is what the radius of that smaller atom, this is what the radius of this atom, because all atoms are identical, that is why we consider capital R is radius of atom, right. And by looking at the diagram only, simply we can say here these 2 atoms are involved to cover this particular lattice parameter A, that means A is equal to 2R, A is equal to 2R. Okay, right. Now to find the packing fraction, yes, we got the relation between A and R, again we got the effective number of atoms, right. And finally what we have to find? Denominator, that is volume of unit cell, because what we have the formula volume of atoms divided by volume of unit cell. Now here unit cell volume we cannot take directly A cube, because it is not a cubic structure, it is a hexagonal structure. So hexagonal structure volume we have to find first, denominator. So to find that, again if I consider this unit cell and I want to find its volume, so let us talk about, yes, whatever may be the area of the base multiplied by the height, Yes, how to find volume of a cylinder? If it is exactly cylindrical, then calculate the area of bottom. Since area or the bottom is in circular nature, then pi r square and multiplied it by the length of the cylinder, that will be the volume of cylinder. Similarly, here we have one bottom, or we can talk about the top face, right? Find the area of that particular face and multiplied it by height. Height is what? C. C is the height, if you remember. Yes, we have shown initially. Yes, C is the height. If I can find the area of this face or bottom face and multiplied it by this particular height C, then simply that will be the volume of hexagonal unit cell. Yes, I think you are getting, I hope, because simply it is the volume calculation, because in the denominator we must know the total volume of unit cell, right. Now just consider top or bottom face. I will take this face here, okay, right. So in this face you can see we have 6 equilateral triangles. 6 equilateral triangles are involved. All 6 triangles are exactly identical. So what is the formula? What we want? The area of this face. Yes, and in this face we have 6 triangles. Moreover, 6 equilateral triangles are involved, which are exactly identical and whose base is A. Okay, and whose base is A, and this side is also A, because this is B in your unit cell, this is B, but we know that A and B are exactly same in hexagonal unit structure. What is the condition? A equal to B, not equal to C. So this is A, small a, this is B, but A and B are same, that means we can say this is A, this is also A. Now among these I will take one triangle here. I am taking one triangle, little bit zoom, because we want to find the area of this. So simply what we must do, calculate the area of one triangle, and how many such triangles are there? 6 triangles. So 6 into area of one triangle. So first of all I will take one more triangle here, little bit zooming, and yes, this is equilateral triangle, that is why all angles are 60. So 60, this side is A, the base side is also A. So to find the area of triangle, we must know the height of the triangle. So this one dotted line G, or we can call it as simply this one, okay, a perpendicular drawn from the point G at the top of from the top of triangle. So that we call it as H. Now this is what H, right, and this side is what A, okay. So from this we can get the particular value of our H. So and if once you got, yes, the area of triangle 1/2 into base into height, 1/2 into base into height. So this is base, this will be the height, okay. Now how to get the height here? See, this angle is 60 degree. Now this is hypotenuse. Now I am talking about this triangle only, right angle triangle, not about the equilateral triangle. This smaller right angle triangle. We have 2 right angle triangles, you can talk about any one. So I am talking about this. So here A is the hypotenuse, this is 60 degree, and this is what? Opposite side corresponding to this 60 degree angle. Okay, so opposite side means which theta? Sin theta. So hypotenuse into sine of theta. So this H is equal to A into sine theta, but theta is what? 60 degree. So simply we got height is equal to A into sine theta. Yes, don't worry, have patience, everything is in next slide, right. So simply first of all here look how we are moving towards finding the volume of that hexagonal unit cell. Okay, since this hexagonal unit cell is having 2 faces, moreover top and bottom, among that calculate the area of one particular face and multiplied it by height, then you will get the volume. So I have taken one face here, top or bottom, and I found that it contains 6 equilateral triangles. So I must calculate the area of one triangle. So take that triangle here. Yes, I have taken the triangle, but to find the area of triangle I must know the height of the triangle, and this H is the height, and from that by using our sine and cosine definition, moreover here sine definition, we got H is equal to A into sine theta. Okay, right. Now if we go to the next slide, here I have written everything again. Yes, since A is equal to 2R, we got from the previous slide only. Again effective number of atoms 12 corner atoms, each atom is shared by 6 different unit cell, 1/6 plus 2 phase center atom, each phase center atom is shared by 2 different unit cell divided by 2 plus 3 internal atoms which are completely present in unit cell. So, finally, in all we got 6 atoms. This is what the relation and volume of unit cell. I have calculated the volume of unit cell here. First of all, we will go to this. Since 6 number of triangles are there in one bottom or top face. So, 6 into area of one triangle into C height. Yes, this 6 into area of triangle nothing but area of base and into the height. So, that will be the volume. So, 6 into again area of one triangle 1 by 2 into base is A and height is height of that triangle is H and into C as it is. Again this 2 3s are 6, that is why 3 A, again this A is as it is here. H is equal to what we got from the diagram, H is equal to from this H is equal to A into sin theta, but theta is what 60 degree. So, I have written directly A sin 60 into C as it is. Then again 3 as it is, A into A square, sin 60 we know root 3 by 2 and this C as it is. So, substitute the value 3 root 3 by 2, this root 3 I have written here 3 root 3 by 2 and yes again here C by A ratio, this is what the standard value for a hexagonal closed packed structure or hexagonal unit cell, C to A ratio, that means one side is C and A is another other side. So, C by A ratio is 1.633, you can check from the Wikipedia or Google anything, it is 1.633 C by A ratio for hexagonal closed packed structure. So, why we are needful of this, because we have C here, but we want to convert this C into our A, because A and R we have the relation and everything up to this we have A square. So, from this we can get C by A ratio is 1.633, therefore, C is equal to 1.633 into A and already A square is here, therefore, A cube. Okay. So, finally, what we got, the volume of one hexagonal unit cell is 3 root 3 by 2 1.633 into A cube. Keep as it is, we will directly put this in our packing fraction formula, packing factor formula. Okay. Here now come to this side, go to the packing factor. Yes, packing factor is nothing but volume of all atoms divided by volume of unit cell, but volume of all atom how to calculate, how many number of atoms, that is effective number of atom into volume of one atom, that is why N effective into volume of one atom divided by the volume of unit cell, that will be the packing factor or atomic packing efficiency. Okay. So, how many effective number of atoms we got? 6. Yes, kept volume of one atom, since atoms are spherical whose radius is r, that is why 4 by 3 pi r cube, and volume of cell, volume of unit cell I am keeping from this, right, 3 root 3 divided by 2 1.633 A cube. Okay, good. Now, what is A? A is nothing but 2r. So, substitute A here, A is equal to 2r, in the denominator A is equal to 2r, substitute. First of all, I will just cancel some things, right, or we can take this 2 to the numerator, okay, and yes here otherwise 3 to the 6 and this 4 to the 8 and this denominator's denominator, that is 2 goes to the numerator. So, 8 to the 16. So, I have written directly here 16, pi as it is, r cube as it is, in the denominator 3 root 3 as it is, 3 root 3 1.633 as it is, and A is equal to 2r, that is why A is equal to 2r, it is a cube. Okay, right. Now, r cube will get cancelled from the denominator and numerator, and remaining things substitute the values, substitute value of only pi. So, 16, but moreover here what we got is since this 2 cube is 8, 2 cube is 8 and I have cancelled directly. So, 8 to the 16, that is why I have written 2 here. Okay, value of pi is 3.14, in the denominator 3 as it is, root 3 value is 1.73 and multiplied by 1.633, and if you do these calculations we got the number 0.740 something, but we will keep up to the 3 digits 0.740, and in terms of percentage it is, if we multiplied it by 100 then it is 74%. Okay. So, this is how we can calculate the atomic packing factor for hexagonal closed packed structure. So, guys, this is very important and a little bit complicated, but I hope you got this. And if you have any doubt, you can post in the comment box, and if you really feel that this video is helpful for your value addition, then like this video, and for more such videos please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification of my next video, right. So thank you guys, we will meet in the next video very soon. Till then, keep learning and take care. Thank you.